Hello, welcome to our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming. You are the salt of the earth. You are the people that make the world go round. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to talk a little bit about something we can't really talk about, but we're going to try it anyway. Can we reverse aging? If you have cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, MS, cerebral palsy, or Lou Gehrig's disease, listen up very carefully because you're going to want to know the information in this. Now, what I'm going to say doesn't mean you don't go to the doctor. Listen to the doctor. The knights in white satin, never reaching the end, have to have their say. And I happen to have a couple of 3 or 4 really good doctors out there. So I can't criticize doctors at all, but listen up. About age 12, I began working on a product to reverse tree diseases. I learned in college that when a low-level fire goes through, the wood ash that's left, and it burns out the parts of the tree that are diseased. Every 7 years, a fire used to go through the mountains or the prairies. And that wood ash would go into the soil and the plants would heal. Well, what is wood ash made of? Why is it so healing to plants? Well, it turns out that wood ash is 15 elements essential for life for plants and a surfactant, a soap. So when you're camping, you're cooking your bacon or your eggs, whatever, you put the wood ash in the pan and rinse it in the creek, and that wood ash cleans out the pan because it contains a soap. So it took me 25 years to duplicate that, and then I finally discovered Miracle Grow and Epsom salt. I ran into the guy who sold the Miracle Grow formula. And then I ran into the U.S. Army data from the Philippines in 1944 when they found out that half of the people coming back with combat fatigue had diabetes. So they grew plants hydroponically, and I got the hydroponic formula. And when they eat those plants, the diabetes went away, they healed, and they went back to combat. You won't read that about the Battle of Austerlitz. You won't read that about the Battle of Leipzig or Schmidt or nothing. That was in a U.S. Army data book. Here's the formula. And it turns out it's almost identical to seaweed. So I adopted seaweed, went from 300 to 220 pounds because my metabolism went up a degree. Then I looked for a soap to because I had the hydroponic formula. Now I needed a soap to allow it to get absorbed into the cells, and I ran it into Immusist. Of course, it's changed and updated. So we got the sea vegetables from Get the Tea. We've got the Immusist from Immusist. And then with the Immusist, I ran into cinnamon. Apparently, diabetes causes enormous aging. And so the cinnamon maintains your blood sugar level at a constant level. And then I ran into resveratrol, the pine bark extract, or the cordyceps, which contain large amounts of resveratrol, which has reversed aging in mice, but a third of the mice got the big C, cancer. But it turns out that the Army published a manual in 1946, because I met one of the people who helped publish it, called The Cure for Cancer. It was seaweed in 1946. Now, we're not allowed to talk about the big C. Nothing cures anything. This stuff does not cure anything, but we found in 16,000 cases of cancer, 2,000 Alzheimer's, 2,000 autisms, that Immusist reverses them. 99% of the time. We added seaweed because the doctors always give you drugs, and their drugs always take certain minerals, so you eat a lot of seaweed. So far we've done the seaweed, the Immusist, and then we added the resveratrol and cinnamon. And then we had the foot cleanse, the iron foot cleanse, but apparently the seaweed takes the toxins out of your body as well, so we don't need the foot cleanse anymore. And then we added the Danas, an incredible device created by Coachjimmyk. He's updated to the Matrix, and the Matrix is an incredible device. Then we had red light therapy. You've seen the red light therapy. And now we have c60evo, which is just a killer product. It's called c60evo for evolution. And the reason it's called c60evo is because C60 by itself is an industrial product used in making computer chips and computers. You don't want that. You want the c60evo, because the c60evo, Jesse, the 56-year-old scientist, took the formula and adopted it to human consumption. It's the only C60 that's been converted, I know of, to human consumption. And that, let me tell you, that c60evo is like getting a kick in the pants. I saw a 73-year-old Patty you saw on the video. She looks 50. She's hot, man. She's hot. And then we saw Jesse, 56, and he's actually looks 35 or 40. Anyway, that is a kick in the pants. And then, of course, every Saturday, EDTA or bitter wormwood. EDTA makes the veins young, but it's so slow. But it also is used in animals to reverse cataracts. And then we've got the bitter wormwood, which eliminates parasites. The Overseas Medical Association said doxycycline is 50% effective on malaria. EDTA is almost 100. Bitter wormwood, Artemisia annua, is almost 100% effective against malaria and all parasites. So I don't sell this, I give it away for free because you deserve the right to know. So what do I wake up? Well, I make my tea. I put a little Immusist in it. I wait till it cools down, put a little Immusist, put a little C60 in it. Oh boy, you better do it in the morning because 3 hours later it makes me like this for 12 hours. And then I eat a little seaweed because, I'll have a piece of bread, I keep seaweed right next to the food counter, so I sprinkle seaweed on everything. I make my tea, little Immusist, a little C60, doesn't take much. And then I come upstairs to do a video, and I take my cinnamon, or sometimes gymnema, or sometimes takedown. I do my cinnamon, and I do my resveratrol. And then afterwards, I sit, I might do the Dinas while I'm up here. One probe here, one probe there, 200 in my back for 20 minutes. 30 minutes and my back doesn't hurt for 2 days. So, and then on the weekend, Saturday I do nothing. That's my secret. That's why I never have very many negative results. Saturday I do nothing. I eat. EDTA, start out small, work up. I'm at 1,500 milligrams a day. Start really small. And then I might do bitter wormwood if I feel like I'm real sluggish and I ate something I shouldn't have and I have parasites. Boy, the first time I tried bitter wormwood, I was out like a light for 2 solid days. So that's all I do. I keep the C60 and the Immusist next to my tea. I have it. I put it in. How much do I use? Well, they recommend 15 drops, right? Well, I use a whole squirt. I'm afraid I sort of break the rules and use a whole squirt. And I'm always getting new bottles because I'm always running out. So yeah, okay. It's going to be a budget of about $200 or $300 a month. But I'll tell you, you have that C60 with the Immusist in the morning. Holy cow! This is brought to you by Jane's relatives. She has the best relatives in the entire world, and I'm not allowed to say their names, but they are the best relatives in the world, and sisters-in-laws are the best in the world. Anyway, so that's what I do. I put the C60 and Immusist in it. Put a little seaweed on my piece of bread. I do a video. I come up to do the video. I pop some cinnamon. I pop some resveratrol. And then I use the Dinas. And when I go back, I use Coachjimmyk's matrix because it has so many more frequencies. So much more I can do. And then on the weekends, I do EDTA and bitter wormwood. I've stopped the foot cleanse because of the seaweed and the Immusist. So anyway, that's what you do to reverse the aging process. I know but do not use resveratrol in the bag because I tried it. It will kill you. I mean, it flattened me for a week. Do not use C60 in the bag because that's industrial C60, and it's the difference between eating a bar of aluminum and eating something that's good for you. Do not eat the stuff other than c60evo because it does not work. And let me tell you, they have really improved it in the last year. It gives you a zing and a zang like you wouldn't believe. And the link for Evo 60 will be below. Anyway, that's what I do now, and we have learned how to, the C60 Immusist and seaweed completely detoxify us. The cinnamon keeps the blood sugar level. The resveratrol has been shown to reverse the aging in mice, but the resveratrol in a bag will kill you. So take the natural stuff like pine bark extract or cordyceps mushrooms. I'm not sure which has more. It depends on the batch because it's a plant material. Everything's different. And then afterwards, I sit down there on the matrix. But remember, every morning I wake up with my tea, and I do the red light therapy. C60 and Immusist, and I eat seaweed. It's just a mindset. You put the Immusist next to the coffee. You put the, I don't know what happened to the bottle of C60, I think. And she's got all these C60 creams. Oh my God, in a week her face, the wrinkles are gone. So maybe I should use it here. But I'm almost 70. Do I look almost 70? I don't think so. So whatever we're doing is working, and this C60 should be the caveat. I mean, that's the caveat. So if I were to choose, without a question, I do the C60, the Immusist with seaweed, and then I do the cinnamon, and I do let's see, wake up in the morning, put the C60 and Immusist in my tea, and then I do the cinnamon for my blood sugar, and then I would have the Matrix, the Danas from Coachjimmyk. No question. If we were to have to bug out, I'd take the Matrix, I'd take a bottle of cinnamon, I would take the C60, and I would take the Immusist. Without question, I would take it with me. No doubt about it. If it reverses 100% of the plant diseases, it's going to be good in the humans. God bless. Thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. That doesn't mean you're not going to need a doctor. They're going to have to fix the bones I squashed in the ladder. That comes on Thursday. So I might not broadcast Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I'll be here, actually. I'll be here. I just won't be broadcasting. Anyway, God bless. Thank you very much. You are the salt of the earth. You are the best people in the world. And you deserve to know how to reverse the aging process. If anybody deserves it, you do. God bless. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.